It might not look like it, but I'm X-raying right now, and if you're a moderator watching this footage, you'd have absolutely no way to prove it. See, if I X-rayed normally, I'd get banned in like 2 seconds. That had me thinking, would I still get banned if the X-ray never appeared to be there in the first place? That's what I want to test, and that my theory is that we can blatantly X-ray using this on a server and never get banned. But hold on, I can't just X-ray without using X-ray, right? Well, what if I told you I found a way? See, I'm a major in computer science, so when I thought of this idea, I had several ways in mind, one of which stood out immediately: an external overlay. An external overlay would allow me to show things on my screen without it visually appearing in the recording. In this case, diamonds. Let me show you what I mean. This isn't going to be some light prank. I'll be able to see all yours like this, but in the recording, they'll see absolutely nothing. I mean, what would their reaction be? Would I even still get banned? Like, how would you react if some guy was just blatantly X-raying without X-ray? I don't know either, but here's the dilemma. I wasn't too familiar with software engineering, and when I say this took so many days of troubleshooting just to make it work properly, I mean it. Wait, what if I... Help me with my external overlay, please. Wow, suddenly it works flawlessly. This is amazing. The software is ready, and using a simple toggle I could see any ore in my render distance. So hypothetically speaking, if I X-rayed as obviously as possible, got banned, and then appealed with the footage, could I in theory get unbanned from the server? Because all they'd see is me just mining normally. So I hopped on a popular survival server, turned the overlay on, and started mining diamonds. Look at all the diamonds around me. Oh wait, you can't see them. Now look at all the diamonds around me. This right here is what I'd see while mining, and this right here is what the admins would see while replaying the footage. If it wasn't obvious enough, my plan was to get banned as fast as possible so I could appeal, get unbanned, and then bada boom, prove my theory correct. Unfortunately, I did not realize how long mining diamonds would take, even with X-ray. Now, the server contains unique items which can heavily decrease mining time to get ore veins, the problem being they were super expensive. Luckily, each diamond sold for $75, so that's right, we're doing this. Another issue was that the server's economy is awful. The pickaxe I wanted went for over 3 million in the auction house, and that's like 10 hours of X-raying. But luckily, an unknown person was selling their really good pickaxe for just $100,000. This was great. Compared to 3 million, it still took forever to get. Alright, I just bought the guy's pickaxe, that's why my money is so low. And oh my gosh, this pickaxe is actually cracked. It must mine like 3 times quicker than the standard pickaxe as well, because like, you're mining 3 blocks, like, it is so good. But it still costed all my money, bro. This server's economy is the worst. However, you can see even without the pickaxe, I was still being incredibly obvious, but hadn't been banned. Now, I believe the overlay had no impact in this, because they'd have to view my screen first. I believed it was the server itself. Stay with me. There's thousands of active X-rays daily, and with only one active moderator, meant he'd have to randomly go through thousands of players just to find a single X-rayer. But I believed I'd get banned quickly, as I was mining thousands of diamonds at a constant rate. Surely the admins would get notified for all the diamonds I was getting. But as time went by, it began to seem like I was truly never going to be banned. But what more could I do? I did not try and hide the fact I was X-raying at all. My X-ray tunnels were even more obvious now since I got the pickaxe, but if I wanted to get banned, I knew I'd have to go even further. At spawn, I found the Forge, which sold boots that provide permanent haze 2. The difference between mining normally and haze 2 is absolutely crazy. You guys do not even understand. It allowed me to go from diamond to diamond like never before. I was mining so many diamonds, I thought about enchanting my gear solely from levels I obtained from diamonds. Wait, I'm already level 39. I could genuinely enchant like right now. I mean, it was crazy. But I did some research, and turns out this small YouTuber called jaron actually did something similar. In his experiments, while mining coal, he was suffering the same fate I was having right now. He could not get banned. But he was actually smart about it. He brought attention to himself by going to spawn and distributing the items after calling them really suspicious names, and I thought I should try that, so I did. Video over. Yeah, not exactly, that's not really how it went. Look, here's the issue, right? The economy is like incredibly stupid. Diamonds are so cheap. Like, any rich guy could have easily obtained all the diamonds from the shop in like 2 seconds without a dent in his bank account. I mean, look at these prices. Like, this server is the worst. But as any computer science major, if something isn't going right, you use AI. Just kidding, you trial and error thousands of times until something happens, so that's what I did. Every time I had a full inventory of diamonds, I'd spend the levels obtained by them, renaming the diamonds to obscure names like I Xray for these, or X-ray diamonds, and then distributed them to well-known players at spawn. I was actually going to distribute them to admins, but sadly, none of them showed up. I mean, the admins are so lazy, well, what else would they be doing? Their job? Nah, they should be sat at spawn waiting for me to give them diamonds I X-rayed. Losers, am I right, guys? And by the way, you can make things right by subscribing to the channel. Low-key, please, like 1% of you guys subscribe. This is like completely ridiculous. So I distributed renamed items for like 2 hours, but even that wasn't working, even if players were suspicious in the chat. And what makes things even worse was the fact there were admins online. Like, they might as well have been sat at spawn. At least they'd be catching actual cheaters. What do you mean, guys? I'm not cheating. See, where's the X-ray? Yeah, stop accusating. It was that idea that kept me motivated. I really wanted to know what the outcome would be, but it also meant my current strategies weren't working. So instead of distributing diamonds, I I distributed diamond blocks. Wow, incredible, am I right, guys? Unfortunately, I got easily sidetracked, and with a few hours, I built an entire diamond beacon. Look, alright, this was justified. Now I can teleport people over here, and surely they'll be suspicious of a diamond beacon, right, guys? Especially if every diamond block was called This Was X-Rayed. Like, how more obvious could it be? Surely this has to work now. There we go. A full diamond beacon, and trust me, it is not hollow. Can someone help me finish my diamond beacon? I need a beacon, please. /TPA to me. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Why does this guy have to be so smart? Look, I'm trying to get some guy over here. I don't actually want a beacon, bro. How do you not realize this? I'm gonna sound like a TP trapper. Yes, he's gonna do it. All right, Patron Plus. You're not like confused on how I got these diamonds, do you? No, you want them. Thanks, bro. He has the X-ray diamond. He has the X-ray diamond. Diamonds for all. Diamonds for all, everyone. It's just, I X-rayed for these on the floor. It's just, come on, you have to call an admin now. Don't worry. You can have these. So I realized nobody ended up caring, so I was going to mine up the entire diamond beacon and distribute the entire thing to spawn. But when I mined up all the blocks, I saw some of them had been renamed. Oh, there we go. It's all mined up finally. For some reason, the game has renamed all my I X-rayed for these to blocks of diamond. I didn't do that. Admins, what? Surely that has to be an admin, right? Well, I have to say, admins, you can't outsmart me. I'm renaming them back. And then you guessed it, I distributed them to spawn. Alright, I've just distributed all the diamonds. Does anyone actually care that I just did that? It was this moment right here of the people looking at my diamond beacon and thinking it's completely legit that made me rethink the entire idea, right? I thought, like, how more obvious could I make the fact I'm X-raying for like 5 seconds? Then I decided if this moderation's incapable of banning me, then why don't I try it on a more enforced server? Meet Skeppy. I'm sure you've seen his X-ray videos and you recommended a few times, and they all end in the exact same way. An admin teleporting to Skeppy, and Skeppy being banned. That's right, banned. Actual punishments. I now knew what I had to do. So I hopped on Skeppy's server, got enough iron to go for diamonds, and started testing my experiment. I had 5 hours before I had to sleep, so I decided right there I would not leave the server manually. I was going to get banned, no matter if it took the next 5.5 hours. That obviously meant I'd have to regain all my enchantments so I could mine faster, and you guessed it, I got the levels from diamonds. I mean, how is it even a question? It's clearly the only thing that matters is more diamonds for me, and getting banned, of course. But getting banned was only one of the 2 problems, the other one being my appeal being accepted. I've actually been hiding something this entire time. I wasn't blatantly X-raying. Sure, I was mining in the general direction every time, but you have to realize if I X-rayed super blatantly, my appeal would get denied instantly, so I hid my true X-ray potential, even if it meant slower diamond rates, because if I was banned with solid evidence against me, this entire video would have been for nothing. But with my confidence higher than ever due to not being banned a single time, I decided to X-ray blatantly. It was also even more blatant than before because I didn't have a 3x3 pickaxe, so the tunnels I mined was super obvious. But as time went by, I got more and more obvious because I didn't think I was actually gonna be banned. Like, I spent 3 days X-raying on the most popular survival server for absolutely no consequence whatsoever, so why would I think Skeppy server, out of all servers, would get me banned? Fortunately though, I now had enough levels to get a better pickaxe. I wonder how I got all those levels, but I didn't realize how more obvious my X-raying had become. I went from diamond vein to diamond vein to diamond vein in record time. I didn't even care at this point. I was fixated on mining even more diamonds. But then, as I was blatantly X-raying, this happened. Yes! Yes, it worked! It worked! I'm banned! It's over. I can actually appeal now. 3 days later, we did it. But in my moment of excitement, I didn't realize how bad this truly was. You see, if you couldn't tell prior to my ban, I was blatantly X-raying. You might think, okay, you got banned, like, why does this matter? Well, my theory stated I could submit an appeal with the footage and get unbanned. Even with the footage and X-ray toggled off, it was still blatantly obvious. Like, with the overlay disabled and everything. But with many doubts, I got the footage and started submitting the appeal. Obviously, if I submitted the appeal as it was, the admins would be able to see both screens and therefore easily deny my appeal. So I'd actually have to get to work and actually fix the video itself before I could upload it. Crop into the main clip like that. Now I make this project itself 1920. I'd done it. I'd completely removed every bit of evidence that I was X-raying from the video, so in theory the admins could see absolutely nothing, other than the fact I was blatantly walking towards diamonds, but they don't have to know that. Are you guilty of the rule you broke? Yes, I'm guilty. What? Who the heck would put yes, I'm guilty? What was the username at the time of the ban? Yeah, so anyway, I filled out the basic appeal questions and submitted the appeal. Now all we have to do is wait, and wait I did. It took days of waiting. I even started a little side project. Okay, guys, look, check out this. Wow, now we can render every single entity in the game. Oh, wait, you can't see it. There we go. This is what I mean. And you couldn't see it because I had it disabled because, Sneaky like that. So on the third day, I went to check out my appeal, and yeah, the appeal got denied. To be fair, I didn't have much hope after I literally stared at a diamond vein, the admin stating even with X-ray off, there was still proof. But here's the thing, I honestly think their mindset was guilty until proven innocent. But that's such an awful way of being banned, because think about it, imagine if someone else got false banned on a server, so they appeared with a genuine legitimate footage, and all they did was mine slightly to the left doing the green method. If an admin saw that, they'd look so sus because they'd only seen such a tiny portion of their entire mining session. This is why I believe my appeal was denied. It was the server's fault, not my theory being wrong. So to finally prove myself right in this theory once and for all, I got a YouTuber on a private server so there'd be absolutely no bias or assumptions being made, and I didn't tell them the idea at all, so I'd get a completely fair test. Plan was I'd mine a ton of ores until they got suspicious, and then I'd clear myself by screen sharing on Discord with the external overlay so they couldn't see my X-ray, and then in theory, they'd get super confused.
I cannot hear you.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so this is like a normal, it's a normal screen share, right?
Yeah.
But follow me this way. Come down this hole. Alright, so if we come over here, this way, we'll know that, look right here. Look right here. What's there?
Yeah. So what? Oh! How?
Alright, now also, let's go over here. And
Yeah.
let's go here. My goal was to try and make her accuse me of X-raying and then prove it. But obviously she couldn't prove it since in my Discord screen share there'd be absolutely no X-ray to be found. Pick any ore right now.
Emerald.
Emerald, okay, follow me.
What? No. Someone else is on the server.
So after 7 days of coding and almost 5 days of X-raying, my theory was correct. I Xray thought I was cheating by using a second player to feed me diamond coordinates. So to prove her assumption wrong, I teleported thousands of blocks away and started mining diamonds. Alright, now what are we getting?
Just find a diamond. Come on. Oh, this is cool. Find a diamond. Hey, don't stand still. No standing.
Yeah, that could not have been more badly timed. Luckily, I did just teleport to another location and she immediately became suspicious yet again because I kept finding more diamonds. Furthermore, ruling out the suspicion that a second player was involved. Also, she could have just literally pressed tab list. I don't know why she didn't. You might also recall from earlier I started a side project in which I could render every single entity in the game, and players also count as entities, so I wanted to just do another little experiment in which I'd throw I Xray an invis potion and then I'd tell her to go hide. Then I'd enable the player ESP, meaning I'd be able to see exactly where she was hidden and the screen share would still provide absolutely no information. The reason for this is because it literally took like 10 hours to code the player ESP thing because AI is too stupid, so I kind of wanted to just test it out, you know. Alright, go hide.
Okay. I'm so lost. How? Okay, so you're just hacking.
It's not hacks.
Oh, but how did you hide it from the screen share?
Well, is this very good?
No, it's not good because you're cheating.
It's not cheating.
It is cheating.
It's not. It's on a private world. At that point, she was no longer convinced I was cheating. She was confused on how I wasn't. An external overlay has never been done before on the entirety of Minecraft, so I don't blame her for not knowing that. But now that I've proven my theory correct, I'm finally free from X-raying. I think. Oh, hey, it works on Bed Wars as well!